Wow, look who we have in the studio with us now. Donne Radford. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, thank you, sir. Nice to see you.
Right
nice to see you. I missed you. I missed Denver. Yeah.
He had to bring his jet up this way, landed on I-25, but it worked, right?
It was a great one. It was great. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Donne, you've got so much to share with Denver. You've been gone a long time.
Yeah. Well, I come back through on occasion, but I've been gone a while.
Yeah, to give everybody a little something about what you've been doing, where you've been at.
Well, let's see. I left out of here. I guess I stayed over in Malaysia. I went over to Malaysia, stayed around for a while. I think it was 2006 is when I decided to hang out over there a little bit more. But since then I've been playing China, Malaysia, Singapore, still doing south of Spain, England. So we still tour. We're still doing a few things here. I use some of the people here in town. Everybody knows my friends. Isaac Points and the rest of the fellas, and Ronnie Ivory. So this is like old home week for me. So I've been gone this time from the States for 2 years total. And I never want to do that again. I never want to be gone that long.
And you even made this mention. You come back to Denver. We call it gentrified. They're just leveling everything. And you look at
my house is gone.
Hey, where's my house?
Yeah,
funny.
Yeah, just down York Street. As you come in 37th in York. Some of the old nightclubs are gone. Smitty's is gone.
Smitty's is not there. It's all this new stuff. They've got all this brand new stuff everywhere. It's like, what do you think, Donnie? I mean, let's talk about 1985. Donne Radford. Yeah. What happened? How did you get the job with the PLatters?
Oh, well, what I did is, let's see. To make a long story very short, in '83, I left out of here. Went to Orange County. I started, I was doing all kinds of jobs just because I wanted the sunshine of Orange County, not necessarily Los Angeles. I wanted to go to Los Angeles only to work there, but I needed to get away. So Orange County was the best place. So I was working as a security guard. You have to have like 5 jobs to live in California. So
it's funny you said.
Yeah. So I'm working at this hotel. And this guy, these 2 guys, they're playing in the lounge and I'm watching. I got up one night and sang. And a guy that was there was from the Cadillacs. His name was Ray Brewster. The Cadillacs, you remember the Cadillacs from the old school?
Yeah, man,
guys.
Awesome,
so Ray Brewster said, we built his group again, the Cadillacs. And not long after that, so I worked with him for 3.5 years, somewhere around there. So we're playing down in Palm Springs, and Buck Ram, the owner, the writer, the slave driver.
Slave driver.
But he doesn't sing. What he does is he's more he put them together. Herb Reed put them together. They all start singing. He threw in the girl Zola Taylor, and then he put them out there along with the group that did. Let's see, I can't even think of the name, but it was an old group. Anyway, I met Buck. Palm Springs, and he said, we could use you to come in and do the new voice of the PLatters.
Well, you gotta tell us what happened to the voice of the PLatters. What happened to the singer?
Tony Williams died. Unfortunately, that was the original.
And he just loved your voice.
Tony he had already left. He was working in New York. Oh. So he had Tony Williams PLatters. Oh, okay. So all the guys that left out of Buck Ram PLatters, because remember, Buck Ram had to use his own name because I found out there's like 5 platter groups, even a white platter group up in up north in Sweden somewhere. So
not the real platters.
No, these are just copy. They love the music, so they did it. But Buck he's a Jewish guy, and he's the one that said I could be the new voice of the PLatters. So I said, yeah, I can do that one because my mother knows that group because the Cadillacs she didn't know. So I got with him in '86, after somebody didn't pay me for a job in Vegas. So, and then I got with him. I came to Denver for like 2 months, 3 months, to reorganize. Left the family here and shot back to Vegas and been working there ever since. So I joined in '85, the end of '85, up into, I used to say 92, but I found some old material that was all the way up to 94. So apparently I was, dealing with the Platters for quite a long time. So it was actually 85 through 93, 94. Yeah. And then I went to Malaysia. And this was the first time I went in 92. And I've been back ever since.
And we haven't seen each other from about 40 years.
Yeah.
40 years. We still look the same. We see each other. I mean, we both got our halo look.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
That's the halo of wisdom.
Just looking at that screen, I think I'm going to have to dye my hair. Everybody's seen Smokey at the funeral for Aretha Franklin. His hair is black. So I think
what's up? What's up with that?
This is wisdom, like you said.
It's the halo of wisdom.
Yeah, so, I mean, after meeting all those people with the Platters, after being able to be exposed to so many places around the world, I got to Malaysia and just loved it. And
Malaysia is beautiful.
Yeah, Malaysia is. They changed the government over. Not that I'm into the government,
because
I'm a guest
they
there.
Treat you,
but they treat us very well. Yeah. So a lot of the guys from here, when I have people that can't get away to go do the Platters show that we have, I'll call back home and ask the guys to come and join me. And I pretty much work with everybody still here in Denver. Wow. They'll fly over, we'll do a few shows, go out for a month, go and hang out in England, and come back. Yeah. So I have to come back here. This is home.
Yeah, and Denver is just so great. Denver has just catapulted to the top of everything. I mean, housing out. That's kind of out of it.
But I commend you because you've been doing local artists. You've been working with these guys for so long, promoting.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people over there. Yeah, a lot of people don't know how long I've been in business. I keep it on down with some of these newbies come in here. They look at me like, how does he know all this stuff? I just look at him,
he's been here
forever. 44 years.
Well, we're happy to have you.
44 years in the business, and then with this platform that we have now, we bring you all the way from Malaysia.
Yeah.
You flew into Denver, and now we can broadcast.
Actually, I've been a few places, man. Coming here this time, we left there. It's an 18-hour flight.
Right. Ooh,
yeah. God. So you go from Malaysia, then you go to Hong Kong, and then you go to L.A. And so we hit L.A., hung around there for a while, and then went down to San Diego. So we were there for about 5-6 days. Then we go down to San Diego. We stayed there for like 3 days. Then we went to Las Vegas and stayed there for 3 days, and then went back to Orange County for a night. And then the next morning I was in LA.
Part of you was somewhere else.
Yeah. So and then yesterday I got in.
And then I was trying to get you in yesterday. You said, no, Henry,
I can't come in. I don't even know where I am. And then we leave here and go to Miami.
Nice.
And then we go back to Los Angeles.
Are you playing with the group?
No. This is just traveling. My granddaughter is in Port St. Lucie. Ooh, so she's pregnant. I found out she's pregnant, so I had to come back and see what's happening. And my son is there. So then we'll go back to LA.
Are you still jamming with the Platters going around?
Oh yeah. I do a lot of solo acts though.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
So the last ones were in Philippines for the last 2 years. Wow. Yeah, so Isaac came over and hot lunch. Yeah, everybody on hot lunch.
Everybody on hot lunch.
Yeah, Reggie. Reggie.
Are you there?
Yeah, Reggie. Can you get away?
I think I can, but it's kind of a long flight.
Yeah.
I've got a couple other people.
Hey, I had Isaac come over. One of the guys got sick. I was in England. We had Isaac leave here. Isaac Points from Jakarta band.
In case you don't know, Isaac Points of the Jakarta band.
Dropping names. So
you're exposed, Isaac, if you're watching, bro.
So we ended up bringing him over. He got with us at Heathrow in London, and went to Malaysia. Played for the Prime Minister now, which is the new Prime Minister, Mahathir. Did one of his jobs for him up on some mountain somewhere, and we were only there for like 3 days. Wow. Turned around, came back. So that week, Isaac went around the world, and he was back in Denver.
Where's Isaac?
Yeah,
well, he'll be here for the gig. He's going to be running
late.
By 6 minutes late, but he'll be here. flight was still delayed.
Yeah.
They're landing now.
That's exactly what he did.
Yeah,
Because he'll work
like,
and leave off and go
yeah.
somewhere. Yeah. So it's been really, really.
So do you play in the band? You bring them in here and you play as the band, or you play just as a singer?
I play as a they sing. They come in and the last show we did in the Philippines, they actually played a few numbers just to show that they could do it. Yeah. And now, but generally it's to sing. And that's when people can't make it because I can't commit to them all year long. Right. Otherwise you have to pay a retainers, and that's not cool.
I know, I was gonna say that.
They would love it, but
the secret to keeping a good band and band members, paying them.
Pay them and pay them well.
Yeah, you pay them well.
You got to pay them well. If you don't pay them well,
you got to give.
Yeah, and that's what they do. Oh man, we got passports. We're ready to go. I've got a lot of stories, but I'm not going to go.
I know you got to. We're going to call this an up close and personal, but he won't let us in on what's going on with the reels. And this right here behind us, you can see it right here, is an event. And you say you do it solo. This right here, you were doing it solo for.
Yeah,
this is a culinary event, and people from all over the world. And they know you.
Yeah, so I've worked for 6 of the 7 sultans of Malaysia, and the kings. These are kings. They take turns being a king. So I know a lot of them.
Really?
Yeah. So they last for like 7 years, and then they switch over to the next one. So I played for all of them. Some of the people that brought in Michael Jackson.
Wow.
So they're big time. They're big known. I mean, and it's It's a small town with big buildings. It's really, it's like, the towers, 2 of them.
I've seen those towers.
So, no, I didn't even know where Malaysia was. They said, well, Pac, you're going. You need to just go. So when we got there, I thought, wow, it's really hot. But the people are beautiful. Treat me really nicely.
How's the food?
The food? Well,
it's a little different, they say, right?
It's Indian. So all vegetarian, Indian, a lot of spices.
And you love that?
Actually,
no.
I like Mexican food. I'm not real crazy about their spices. I like the spices. I'm not dissing anybody. But I've gotten so used to eating it because the chili is the same chili on all the meals. So I would rather put my green sauce on everything. And of course you got to have a bottle of Tabasco. But they have so you have Indians, you have Malay food. Roti canai, which is bread with a sauce, a real nice sauce, and then you have the Chinese, and so the Chinese have their own dishes, and they eat everything. So, they eat everything. I used to think we did, but wrong.
No, they eat everything.
Wrong. Because they take a duck and cut his the foot from here and take the skin off. And hey, these people, wow, they know how to enjoy their meals. I can't go there. Chicken feet running rapid. Catch that chicken. I just want his palms. The skin is right there. Yeah, that's it. And they put it in with soy sauce. With soy sauce and
soy sauce. You're like, really?
Well,
you're part of it.
Hey, I'm part of it now. So they'll ask me, do you speak the language? And of course I don't, because they speak English. If they didn't speak English, then I would be forced to learn the language. Right. So all I learned was tandas, which is bathroom, and makan.
I gotta go.
Yeah, eat and bathroom.
What's one of the biggest events that you got to sing for? Like you say, you sing for the sultans.
Yeah, those are pretty big.
And do they all come
and
up?
They're real elaborate. They go all out the way. You have to present yourself. Like they have some people, like in Thailand, do this.
Yes.
So I don't do that because, being American, they consider us, well, not rude, just loud.
And that's so. Okay.
Who would know? So I think what it is they're all really elaborate. And so they dress up in their costumes, and the costumes are really nice. Bright colors. Nice, yeah, bright colors. The songcocks, the hats. So the regalia, it's
so you do and you go sing.
Yeah, I just go out and sing. The biggest that I did was a 60-piece orchestra.
Wow. And you got to sing with them.
Yeah. Oh, I had to go in and actually we put the music together there. So I had to practice with them. I shouldn't say this, but not all of them were in there during the rehearsal at the same time, but they all showed up for the show.
Yeah. So
they do the thing called the Nagara crew, which is their what is it? God Bless America. That's God Bless
They had all the
Malaysia. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Everything.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So, but that by far was really not the best. I think I did a wedding for a German group that came in, and that wedding, it changed kind of my approach to doing some of the shows, because all the shows there, they happen at the hotels, not necessarily theaters, but just at the hotels. And you eat dinner and you put on the show. So I don't allow anybody to eat, while the show is going.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that are fun. But we did it, and they only sit and they'll clap along or sing along. But eventually, what had happened is we split it in half. We did the first 40 minutes for all the platter stuff, and that's about 14, 16 songs. And then so from Only You, Great Pretender, all that stuff. And then I could see people going to sleep. So we said, because sometimes I'm on stage like, only, I wonder what I'm going to eat. Burgers.
Food makes you sleepy.
Burgers. Right in the middle of a song. My prayer. Hamburger. No, cheeseburger. Cheeseburger.
You just joined us here in the studio on KUHSdenver.com. Mr. Donne Radford, singer of the Platters. You remember the Platters from back in the day? He's toured the world. He's been all over, and he's here in Denver. He's originally from Denver, from East Denver. For all of those who went to East High School back in the day?
Yep, I went to both, East and Manual.
I remember that.
1970, I was at Manual, and then I had to get away from Mr. Ward. Because he told me, he said, hey, I'll beat you. It's like, whoa.
You remember his
No,
name.
you won't. But he beat my sisters and my brother. Beat him into class. And I said, I'm getting out of here. So I went over to East. So I graduated from East. So South Lawn.
He remembers everything. He don't forget you, Denver.
I don't forget anything.
He brought it.
Denver this is the place. Like I said, Brendan's used to be on Sunday. I considered we had fun. So much fun.
And you figure, look at, here we are. You're two and a half years since you've been here.
Yep.
And has it changed?
Oh,
2.5 years.
Yeah. I look around and you can really see television, for instance, that I see over there. All the commercials has every race, creed, and color in it now.
Right.
When I left, this is a little early, but when I left, it was only white people on television, selling products, like toilet tissue, Now,
everybody.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it really is.
And
now it represents all of us.
Yes, and that's why there's this Colin Kaepernick frenzy, and everybody's like, shut up.
Yeah, but I'm not political, and I don't really like to go there because it's like, there's bad news all around. Yeah. So all you have to do is just remember to as long as we respect each other, and give people their space, and they should be able to give you your space. Because now it's just mean.
Trying to take us back there sometimes.
I'm not going back.
Nobody is. I'll go to Malaysia.
I'm scared.
I'm going back with him.
Come on, you actually can. Because I try to encourage people to come over.
Yeah. And I'm not, who went out to, he moved out to Bangkok, Thailand.
Yeah.
It was Greg Rashid from KUBO Radio and Denver. He used to be in Denver. He used to be on KDKO. KDKO.
How did he get the bug?
Yeah. He said he got the bug. He's there for good.
Yeah.
He's not coming back, and that's what he said. He broadcasts for KUHS from Bangkok,
really?
Thailand.
I'm going to go over there and see him.
Yeah. And then the other, we have another DJ that's out in the northern quarter in the England area. Yeah. And it's Peter Hatton. Shout out to you, Peter, if you're listening. And I told him, go out and see, who went out there. He jumped for
Daryl
Wolfo.
Yeah.
And he's out there, and he's at, it's going to be a big thing. And our VDJ said, I'm not going nowhere. The traffic's horrendous. I'll talk about it. Yeah.
Man, it's always bad. I've never seen that many accidents. You're driving. Well, first of all, there's a lot of traffic. Not like LA. Yeah. But it's usually from the motorcycles, because they'll put 4 people on a bike. Kid, the wife, the groceries.
Everything. Take all the kids, the groceries,
Yeah,
buy everything.
on one bike. And it's not like the bikes we see here, like a Harley or something. These are those little dirt bikes.
Yeah.
They made them especially for them. No, I'm not talking about it. It's just that's how they are. So when they come to the stop, they're on those bikes. You have to rest. So every time they stop, they go like this.
Lean over.
Yeah. So that's how they ride down the street. It's sideways because you assume you get tired riding up, sitting up that high with that machine.
Lord have mercy.
But I love the place, and I'd like to also tell you that since then, my wife, she is SVCA in Ampang, which is right outside of KL. She has 90 dogs, and I have 2.
90 dogs.
90 dogs.
90 dogs.
90 dogs, and they're
Now, how does she
rescue
remember
dogs.
90? How do you remember?
She names them. She has a name for every
How
one of
do
them.
you remember 90 dogs?
You see, they're
And don't go messing with his wife because they will attack.
Well, actually, they'll attack each other. They don't eat people.
No, but I mean,
but they eat better than people.
How do you feed 90
That's
dogs?
what I'm saying. We have some workers that are there because everybody has workers. So the workers, these big old pots, it's rice and it's the meat shavings from the store. So we have people pick it up, and every day she calculated it's $1 a dog.
$1
A day. Yeah. And so we have 2.5 acres of property up on a mountain, and that's where 40 of them stay, but 50 of them live around our house.
And guard the house.
Well, they don't exactly guard anything.
Do they start up a barking
That's what they do. So in the morning, yeah. No, actually, it's like, shut up. That's what it is. Every morning, when the prayers start, they do it 5 times a day, and the dogs howl. Every morning.
Serious?
Yeah, they do it 5 times a day, but they don't howl all day, only in the morning.
A little bit.
And it only takes one dog to start. And after that, it escalates, and it's loud. They go for about 25 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Unless I'm up.
You should record that, send me a recording.
I will. Seriously, I will. You're going to love this. Well, I hate it because I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, and then you found your wife out there?
Yeah. Really? Oh, yeah. That's what, okay, we were giving money to charities. Whenever we go out, and these different countries, we give money back to the charities. For kids, usually for the kids. And this time, my partner, which is a Chinese businessman, he wrote a check for SPCA, and he called and said, "Hey, did you want this check? Come get it." And she said, "Why would you want to give the check to SPCA?" He said, "If you don't want it, then we'll give the check to someone else." So she came over and got it. She came to a show, seen it. She still didn't pick the check up, but eventually came to a dinner that he invited her to, and I met her then. And we've been hanging out as
just
friends.
Like the way she looks.
Well, actually, I won't go there, but yeah, she was very appealing, and I've seen some things I thought this is amazing because there's this Chinese woman. She's really, really pretty. I mean, really pretty. Too pretty for me. Too pretty for me.
She's your wife,
but she actually had boobs. I was like, wow, that's not something you see.
Are you listening to Donne Radford live in the studio?
I don't mean that bad, but
no, really.
But she was extremely. She is extremely attractive. Yeah. So I mean, in every word, I brought her here to my mom. My niece was sitting there just staring at her like. And I said, hey. Yeah. She goes, "Oh no, you so pretty." Yeah. But she's humble also. But she spends all of her time taking care of dogs.
And she really liked you.
Oh yeah, and I'm very fortunate. Very fortunate. Wow. Yeah, very fortunate. But the dogs are that's something. Well, she had 40 when I met her. And of course, she had to get those others. But now it's like, enough. No more dogs. Please.
Who cleans up all that poop?
I have workers. If I had to do it, we'd only have one. I love dogs, not dogs.
This is a gazillion.
Gazillion dogs. But they're okay. But I have 2 German shepherds.
And they're all of varying types of...
They're all sizes. We have a Malamute. With bad legs that she rescued. I've got 2 German Shepherds. They're the ones that allowed in the house, in the room. And now she allows during certain times at night, about 3 other dogs inside.
Where do they stay?
They come into our room, into the office.
All of them?
Yeah, that's it. No, just those.
No,
just those 5. The 2 can go anywhere because they open the doors themselves, and then the other dogs sneak in.
Do they drive the car?
One did. One did. That's how.
Come on, Johnny.
No, I'm serious. I have a picture to prove it. Christine was sitting in the back seat.
Oh my God! Dog said, "Hey, we're out of here, man." That's funny.
Drive better than children.
Now you've been to Vegas with your show.
Yes, we were doing the Four Queens. That was our home base. Was Four Queens.
And when you're there, you draw all the variables from the era that the PLatters were. Yeah. You sign autographs.
Oh, of course, everything that you would see on television. I mean, okay, for the Platters, it's like it's like when you go to the store, you must have bread, you must have sugar. You know, it's a staple. So Platters is a staple. So when they come in, I can see the older people that come in. They have memories. Their wives, their husbands, significant others. They remember these things, and they usually sit and watch the show and cry.
Serious?
Yeah.
Because it just brings back.
And I feel like at the end,
especially the way you're hitting them with your.
You have to go back and you have to say, "Hey, are you all right?" And they go, "That was beautiful," or not saying anything about
me.
Remember
that.
It's the memory. It's an evergreen memory. It's not me. It's what the song means to them. So, and I try not to veer too far away to make the song sound like new.
Yeah.
You want to try to make it sound like the original, like Tony did.
Yes.
And
you're able to do that. Well, I've watched you sing, especially in this one right here, when you were singing for the culinary. And you were on point. You had good sound, you had good audio, video, everything was going good at this event.
And I've got some really bad stuff on there too, because this is stuff that people do and they put on, and I don't necessarily, and I'll look up one day and go, "Whoa, where'd that come from?"
Yeah, they really
so
did a good
I don't
job.
really care if they put it on, if it's bad or if it's good. It's nice to do it, and it's nice to carry on. Again, a lot of this is Gene Bennett was the manager from 1953 on, well actually 54. Buck Graham. And then all props to the Platters. Wow. All props to them, because that's really what it is.
And there was a female in the group.
Yes, Zola Taylor.
And how's she doing?
She's deceased, unfortunately. In fact, all of them are now, except for Gene Bennett, which is she came from the original. That was the
they started in the
Personality Productions. Yes, 1954.
54.
Yeah, 54. And then Buck, he had an assistant. She was an aspiring singer. And he ended up not really helping her sing. More or less, she became the person that goes to all the radio stations. Yes. You remember the old payola scams?
Yeah, they always
passing money.
It still goes on. But they come in here in a different
that's what
way.
she was doing. Just like with Elvis and all the rest of them. The Colonel, all of these guys, they did the same thing to get their music played. So the group, the Penguins, he had the group. Buck Graham had the group, the Penguins.
Now Buck Graham
is the Jewish guy. No, Buck has died. He died in 90.
Now who owns the Platters?
No one owns the Platters, but the name was given to Herb Reed, and he's recently deceased.
Oh.
So now,
can you have any?
No, because actually I was just basically an employee.
Oh, you're employed by
because they had already set it up. It was the Five Platters Incorporated.
Okay, so
they had already had that established. So as they fought, infighting started, people started leaving and creating their own. So Tony Williams Platters, the Buck Graham Platters, Paul Robbie Platters. So Zola Taylor Platters. So you can't stop those people from working. No, So Buck was saying, "Hey, I don't want you to go out and do that." Well, all the singers were like, "We can do what we want to do."
And you personally can go out there and say,
I am the sound. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I was there. Yes. Yes. And I was there. I have a tape that's with him on the tape talking to me. And that tape he made. I didn't make it. And he said, "You're the new voice of the Platters." Because all he wanted was another hit.
That's right.
He was as big as Quincy Jones was back in the day, even bigger than him. He could pick up the phone and the president would answer it.
And he'd say,
and that's how big he was. Yeah. So he was known he had Sarah Vaughan, Etta James. He had all these people. He managed all of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So people were standing in line to let this guy, to let Buck.
Because he knew what he was looking for.
He knew what he was looking for, and he knew the sound. And then, speaking of the sound, on the middle part for Only You, he was feeding Tony some booze while they were in the studio, and he was trying to catch his air.
And that's where that came
That's
from.
Where it came from. Yeah.
Serious.
And he played it back, and he said, "Hey, that's good. That's a good catch. We're gonna keep it." Tony was like, "What? What?
Hey man, I was
just trying to catch my breath." So he had the ear. I can tell the songs that he wrote, and maybe some of the songs that they have in some of these Trivial Pursuit. Wow. There's a card in there, and it says, "Who paid $38 for the Great Pretender?"
Serious?
Yeah, and it said Book Ram. So
$38.
Yeah.
No,
so when I met him down in Palm Springs, I took that card with me because I knew he was going to be there. We did a show for Bryant Gumbel and Lee Iacocca.
Yeah.
So I had that little card, and I had him read. I said, "Here, look, can I get your signature?" And he read it, and it's like, "Hey, I wrote that song. You bought that song." So he put it on the table, and I went up on stage to sing with the Cadillacs, and all of a sudden I was watching singing, and I look over and I see this card disappearing under the table.
No, sir.
They stole my card.
No. Gave it to Lee Iacocca. I'll buy that from you.
It was no big deal, but he never signed it. So, so other than that, but Buck, brilliant mind.
He knew how to go about doing it.
Yeah, he was a good. He was not a great guy. He was a good guy.
He just, everybody in the music business, they back then, a lot of them were doing some crazy stuff. I'm telling you.
Yeah, a lot more crazy stuff than you think.
I know.
Go check out some of the books because they got involved. Remember, the America that used to be, it was the Chitlin Circuit, and that Chitlin Circuit is where all the blacks, would play at because they couldn't play the mainstream clubs. Right. And if they did play, like in Vegas, if you played downtown or on the Strip, you couldn't stay there. In fact, you couldn't even go in the front door of those places. You had to go through the back in the kitchen. So you go on stage, you do your show, and then you can leave. The one that got us was Houston. There was a country club we played at. I'll never play again because of that. And the other one was Jacksonville, Florida. No disrespect to either of those, but those people that were there, yeah. If I knew their names, I'd talk about them for the rest of my life. It was really different, And
different.
Yeah.
Now, can you still go to Vegas as the Platters and play?
No, I can go in as a tribute or a former member. That's how people they bill themselves as former member between the dates of. So if you go see the Temptations, for instance, you have Dennis Edwards. Right. Dennis Edwards now becomes Dennis Edwards Temptations.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Glenn Leonard Temptations, or they'll go with Hitsville, and then they just announce who they were. Okay, in Vegas,
so they can do this.
Yeah, in Vegas right now there is Sonny Turner. He is the second lead singer after Tony Williams. That means in the '60s he came in. He had With This Ring. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, the beach music, Wash the Shore. So he had his own hits. So they said, okay, Tony Williams can be a Platter. Sonny Turner can be a Platter, not using the name the Platters, but they will recognize it. And then Monroe Powell, he came in the 70s. Unfortunately, he didn't have any hits because, wasn't happy. They have plenty of albums, but no hits. Now, but Monroe is now.
Yeah, okay. The Platters, who came up with that name?
Herb Reed said he came up with the name. Herb Reed is the little guy that said he came up with the name. Now, I also heard that from the Coasters, there's the gentleman that was there, Cornell Gunter.
Right.
That's what I heard. Cornell Gunter from the Coasters. He had a sister named Shirley Gunter. Cornell came up with the name, the Platters. Now, the only thing I can say to verify this is I heard that story from at least 8 people.
Wow.
Independent.
Yes,
from back in the days.
You're hearing it live here on KUHS from a former member of the Platters. and he was inside.
And we know those people. So from Hank Ballard and the Midnighters.
And we know those people.
So you figure with all of those people I got to California and met all these old groups.
Right.
Like Bobby Day, he wrote Rockin' Robin.
Remember that?
Rockin' Robin, tweet, that one. So he wrote those. So we used to rehearse at his house.
Now, did Michael Jackson or any of them get paid royalties for Rockin' Robin? He redid it.
Okay, you can get paid for the song, but you can't get any mechanical fees. Mechanical fees, you don't get paid for arranging. Okay. You get paid to come up with the original idea of the song, and that's the usually 10%. Back in the day, it was 10% of 100%, and then 90% splits out. And in most of the cases, none of the guys made any money because although that money they gave you, I want you to sign with me. All that money was your money. Yeah. So they just make sure that the bookkeeper is with you. So if you get a bottle of water, if you get anything, you're paying for it. So they go, I'm going to give you $50,000 signing fee. You go, yeah, and a Cadillac. And you go, yeah. And then all of a sudden, right at the end when they get ready to fire you, you can't sell any more records. They go, okay, here's your bill. And you go, what's this for? They go, this is the hotels and your gas. And you remember that cup of tea you had? Yeah, that's on there too. So,
and that girlfriend you stuck in the back door. She really cost.
Yes, she cost. They all cost. So there's nothing you can do that doesn't have a price on it.
That's right.
And that's the reality. That's the reality. But, like I said, you don't have to. I never wanted to ever be great. I was happy enough to do the music, love the music, and make a living at it. I made the right choice by going with this group because of the long life
and the longevity.
Yeah, and that's really what
you stood with them all a long time. Yeah. They took you everywhere.
Yeah,
all over the freaking world.
Yeah,
and give us one of the worst times that you had, and you could remember it.
The worst time.
There's been one or two that
we had some terrible shows, but they weren't the worst times. I can't really imagine or remember any really bad times other than. The personal, his idea was divide and conquer. That was to keep the singers separate. You can't divide and conquer a team and then expect them to be,
especially
so that was the hardest part. And I can't think of a bad time really with the PLatters. I really can't.
This is interesting. If you're listening to KUHSdenver.com on Facebook live, or if you're on KUHSdenver.com on the Yes, that's right. And if you're on the website, you can see this also. And you could also hear it on KUHSdenver.com, just the audio portion if you're at work and you just want to listen to what the heck, man. Johnny brought it to you. He's telling us some scoop here, man. And I'm recording it.
Oh, but I do have a lot of other things. Because, the guy, remember the basketball player for Denver? It was Bison Dele?
Oh, yes.
Brian Williams. Yes. He played here for a while, and Eugene Williams. He got with the group in 1970 to replace the original bass singer. He came and he used to come here at Big Nichols.
That's right.
When they played there and do the national anthem. Yeah. So that's the guy that went out to out in the ocean on his boat and ended up drowning.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and the brother came back and tried to buy some rings, and it was really bad. So, and the family, I really loved the family. And it was amazing. But that's probably the worst time.
And what about this, Johnny? I gotta do the up close and personal. Before you met your wife, she's listening. Before you met you. Did you ever have any groupie women that would follow you and just drive you? Never mind.
That was a bad day. That was a whole bad year.
Never mind.
Okay, thank you. You just don't know.
Oh, I do. It's like that's how I said the up close and personal.
Yeah, that was. It does happen. That does happen, and it never ends well. It never ends well. And the only way it can end well is if you leave. So, but at the same time, it was a nice move for me when I left out of here. We told everybody I went to Vegas, but I actually went to Palm Springs. So there you have it. Then you have some people run around, but really to make things or to bring things together. The trip with the PLatters, you could probably have. We could have replaced this, several times, but the best time was we went into England and we were with the Coasters, the Drifters.
Wow, that was great.
Yeah, and Coasters, Drifters, and the PLatters. Wow. And there were like 30 of us, and we got off that bus. And we all had, those long black leather coats. That was the best shot opportunity we had. Is that me?
That's yours.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to have
to take a live call. Hey, we're going to hear it live. Hey, babe.
Hey, Lance.
Hey, babe.
This is Lance.
No, this ain't Lance. This is his wife. She just heard me talk about it.
Yeah. No, I can show you. Lance.
No.
Hello?
His wife just called him.
Yeah, he must have just hung up. I'm sorry.
His wife just called him. She heard us talking about the ladies in the band. She just gave him a call. He's trying to get out of it. We got it live here. You're seeing it live.
I'm going to cut this off. No, actually, I'll turn it down. No, it was just a friend because, when you come in town, you got to call everybody.
And don't forget, you got to turn it back down because you're singing a little something.
Well, my voice is like really, it's early. Well, yeah, let me locate something on here.
Locate something on here.
Oh, that's him again. Hello, Lance. Can I call you back?
Sure, he's saying Lance.
Hello? Oh, wait a minute. It's coming through the phone, huh?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. That's why it's so low. I can't hear anything.
You're hooked up live.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay, he's probably talking. Yeah.
Right here?
Oh, hello. Hello, Lance. Hello.
He's trying to act like
Lance?
it's Lance. But
Lance.
it's wide.
No, it really is. Hello, Lance. Okay, I think his booty called me. Not a booty call, but
a booty call.
You know how you put your phone in your.
Oh, look at Donnie's in town. So she's trying to.
I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to put it on airplane mode. So it really is. I can't think of any really bad times with the Platters, or any group really. I mean, we had misunderstandings and like that, but that's what makes you a family.
That's right. It's
and
really good
if you whatever you do with your kids, your family, misunderstandings, things like that, you always come back to the same people that you love, because if they have enough air to argue with you, they care about you. Or they can always leave. Or they can always leave.
Yes.
They can always leave. So that really is the best thing. But I miss Denver. Denver is, for me, buddy, I'm going to have to let you go on. So Denver for me is, I was born in Oklahoma, but this is my home where I grew up. So all of the players that are here,
they're still here.
They're still here.
And it's not,
and and they're doing well. I can plug, right? So Ronnie Ivory, Ron Ivory, Ron
I
Ivory.
play his music.
I've known Ron. In fact, on my thing, he's there. We've been singing together since 8th grade.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, 7th grade.
I know all you guys. You guys are killing it.
Yeah,
and you're down at Smitty's.
All of these guys. Yeah,
it's like you guys are killing it.
So, and then with Philip. Bailey, they were playing, and Winston, they were all playing like Emmanuel on one side of for the what is it, Color Day?
Yeah, remember that Color Day?
They would play on one side of the gym, and we were on the other side. They were the Magnificent Four. We were the Tender Four. Man, those were some times. And so I was out in Atlantic City and ran in the field out there.
Yeah, and the band was playing.
And Ralph, everybody,
Ralph
So we're all Dickerson, the road manager. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're out there hanging with him, and he was
Ralph
like,
Dickerson,
and I seen Philip, and I was looking at Philip, and he says, I don't really remember you. I'm going, man, you remember us? What? Come on.
He was in here with Cheryl Renee, Ralph Dickerson.
Yeah. That's my man.
Yeah.
That brother can blow.
Yeah.
He can blow. So all props.
Yes.
You got to give it to the people who are out there doing it. And I'm so proud, even just to be affiliated with Denver.
Yes, and their record guy who got him going, he was in there too. Cheryl Renee was Cheryl.
Damien?
The older guy. I can't remember his name. Ralph Dickerson was here.
Yeah.
They were all.
That's my man.
September 21st.
It was just recent.
No, last year.
Okay.
Because they did September. So Cheryl, Cheryl Renee, she's saying,
that's so
she's kind of nervous and you're trying to sing. And she's so funny. But it came out really good.
Yeah, her and Skip.
Yeah,
can't forget Skippy.
Yeah, Skippy. He was in here with his lady.
Yeah, that's what, like I said, all these guys, this is home with you.
Yes, like I said.
So we're gonna have a lunch, and you're invited.
You had to come. I couldn't let you get out of this.
Yeah, and
you're live video feed all over the world.
And you're invited to lunch.
Yeah, you bet. I'm ready to go.
And which one is it? Because I used to go to the one on part of Google.
You got Tom Payetta.
Hey, Tom. That's the sound guy.
Federica Miss Robinson.
Hi, Freddie.
You got a lot of people on here.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Well, see, I'm trying to keep up with
see, I had no idea. That's cool.
This place is
so cool.
If you're in KUHS radio studio, it's all high tech and everything. You're just pushing a bunch of buttons, trying to look at everything and have a good time. And I'm getting the skinny out of Donnie. You don't want to tell us about the ladies because that's his lady that was calling. As soon as we start talking, Hey, what are you talking?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't remember that. See, as you're getting older, it's like I forget a lot of stuff.
That's
Mainly where I put the phone.
That's our excuse. I just can't remember.
And, she looks just as good as she did when I first met her. Now take your glasses off. And then I go, wow, she really does.
No, take your glasses off.
She does. You remember those? She has no wrinkles. Oh, but no, she's an amazing woman. An amazing woman.
And she stood back home.
No, she's here.
She's here with you. Why don't you bring her with you?
Yeah. I don't go anywhere without her.
How come you didn't bring her here?
You know what? I was passed out.
You're so tired of traveling.
I was passed out. I've been driving. I put on 1,000 miles just in the last less than 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, yeah. And this is like hitting the highway, just trying to catch up.
And then Denver's so full of.
Well, here, like I said, I just got here last night. So tonight we're going to go out and try to catch everybody at every show. So somebody holler at me or call Isaac or call Lance or and tell them where you're playing at, because we're going to try to go to like 4 or 5 this weekend and see if I can catch up with just about everybody.
You're going to try to sit in with some of them?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a good idea.
Just go sit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Hey, who's in the house?
Go beg to sing. Like we used to do.
Remember that? Gonna get up. You gonna call me up?
Yeah, we just want you.
You just call me up.
We just want an audience.
Yeah, remember that? You go to jam session.
Yeah, I love this.
Just call me up.
That's what we do. That's how you get better.
Would you get off? It's somebody else's turn.
I
only did 5 songs.
I was just warming up.
You remember those days?
I do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now I don't have to do all that. My show is 45 minutes.
And did you ever think Philip would take off to the moon? Because his voice is so.
In fact, they all did. And the reason I'm saying that, because the one that I miss the most is Winston.
Remember Winston?
Yeah, that's my partner. So, and I think of him often. Yeah.
Well, when they picked up Philip, when they picked up Philip to be with Earth and Fire, if you look back in the day, he wasn't real polished yet.
No, he was not. That's what I'm saying. Winston was the man.
Yeah.
Because that again, it was Winston, Philip.
And I remember you guys. I remember you guys over at East High School, or you guys would play in the clubs, and
Stout Street. Remember Stout Street? Yeah.
How do you remember all this good thing? You're like bringing back all these memories.
Yeah.
I'm lighting up.
Oh, Larry Dunn.
Larry Dunn.
Yeah, I've run into him, and he's magnificent.
Yeah. So we did an interview with him too.
Yeah.
Of course, he's now with the group.
Yeah.
He's doing his own thing with his lady.
But he's still doing it, and
he really sounds great. He went out with Cheryl. He took Cheryl, him, Steve Dunn, his brother. They went to do a little thing out on the other side of the earth.
Rob Mullins.
Yes, Rob
I introduced him to some people out there in California.
Yeah, I was going to say he's still out there. Yeah,
Nucleus Nuance back in the day. And now the Cadillac. Nucleus in Hollywood.
Memory. Your memory has not drifted one bit.
I had a stroke. I couldn't talk.
A stroke of good luck.
No, it was a stroke. You're being nice. It was a stroke. Scared me. Woke up my different like here. I said, what am I doing?
What happened?
Too much grease.
Serious?
That's chicken grease.
That's what it was?
Chicken grease and sausage.
Just
bacon and eggs in the morning. If you have people cooking for you, tell them to stop.
Stop
They're
now.
killing you. That's not love.
Remember the distinctive movement? They were all running around that time too. They had a little later.
Yeah.
And they were running around. All these bands that Zodiac.
Yep.
Way later.
Ralph. Pastor Ralph.
Yeah, remember Pastor Ralph?
Yeah. And then who was it? There was the De Leons.
De Leons.
Yeah. So this is so anybody that knows anybody, not that I'm anybody or anything, but it sure would be nice to see all these guys.
People, yes.
Yeah. I wish I had more time, but I think
Philip
we leave
and I think they inducted them into the Colorado Hall of Fame. They came to
okay. Then that was last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know the concerts they always play, because they all go to the same church.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Okay, so they came
the one I think it was Colorado Boulevard. Because I didn't make it back for Winston's funeral, and I was trying to get back.
But it's such a long flight. It'll kill you.
But I would have done it, but unfortunately, it's like I don't know what happened during that time. I was probably working. But
will you sing us a song? Will you sing us a song?
Let me see if I can.
And don't forget that's got to be turned up.
Oh yeah, and re-plugged in, huh? Okay, so I can talk and do two. I can do two things at once. So anyway, I learned how to being out there. I was doing what Ron Ivory does is and Isaac. What they do is they play and they like changing up, with different players. It gives you new energy to go out and play. So I learned how to get things sequenced, so I could do a few shows on my own without bands. So that opened up an area. So you really had to entertain,
and that's what you were doing.
So I learned to do a whole lot of things while I was out there by myself. Even though I enjoyed the groups so much more, I don't like performing by myself.
I know it makes it a little more difficult.
I love it when there's people on stage.
Yeah, you got your band up there, man.
Yeah, I love it when
the energy of
other
the band.
singers are up there.
Yes,
the band is so much, but I love the band. So I did these sequences, and then so we can go from myself all the way up to 60-piece orchestra. It's all scripted. Everything is done. Everything's written out. So when I walk in, the musical director can come up and say, "Hey, this is what I want," and boom, it's done. And so my life has gotten so much easier. Yeah. And contract-wise, has gotten so much easier because a handshake and a spit, and we're good to go. So speaking of a handshake and a spit, let's see. I have to turn the volume back up on this thing.
Yeah, turn it all the way up.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. Only a little bit. I'll see. I can't tell how. Ready?
I'm ready.
Let's see. Ooh, it just stopped. The phone call just came in. It just stopped. Oh, okay, let's see. I have to try this again because my phone is. Hey, Lance, if you're Lance, if you're there, I'm on the radio. Can I call you back? I sure hope you can hear me. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. It's just interfering with the signal. Okay, let me see if I can get that back again. Ooh. Okay, we go back and then
you're gonna hear it live here.
Only you can make this world seem right. And make the darkness bright. Only you and you alone can thrill me like you do, and fill my heart with love for only you. Only you can make this change in me. For it's true, you are my destiny. When you hold my hand, I'll understand the magic that you do. You're my dream come true, my one and only you. It's too early.
Now that, what you call a vocalist.
That was it's early. I heard the arf.
You were thinking
into the dogs.
Donnie, you're so much. Donne Radford, bringing it to Denver. You got to hear it first on KUHSdenver.com. We've been having a great time. We're going to talk about a few more minutes. Donne Radford.
Thank you.
To all the great people in Denver, he brought this to you. That song was dedicated to everybody who is listening. And I said, come on, Donnie, you got to give them one song.
Yeah, you did.
One
Just
song.
like, no.
I know. No.
No. I hope it wasn't too loud.
No. Right on point. I was controlling it. So, everybody. We have audio leveling built into that camera.
Oh, that's cool.
So everything.
Yeah, so that could turn it.
Yeah, it'll turn itself down.
Yeah, I had to reach down for some of that note. It's like, oh.
You haven't had no stroke?
No, actually I did, and got over pretty. It was very mild, very mild. So that was the best part. It was not best part. It was very mild. So
recovered.
Yeah. Very
small TMI.
So just a little bit of the lip drop, and then that didn't take that long. So they just make sure that you get away from the grease, change up on your salt.
And your heart's
back. Yeah.
So your heart was broken.
Oh, it was. It was.
Hey, Johnny.
In fact, my heart gets broken all the time.
This for the ladies. Have you ever had your heart broken?
Oh yeah.
How many times? You ladies, it's not just you ladies get your heart broken.
This is what happens. You go through these. I try to put myself out there, and then somehow, some way, ego comes into play, and then So I'm really good with somebody for the first year, 2 years, but eventually, you all get tired of me because I talk too damn much.
No, that's part of a good singer. All singers talk a lot.
I talk a lot.
No, but that's what's good because you've got that. You know how to do it. Your voice.
But if you're ever bored, I can talk to you till 3 o'clock in the morning. And I can talk to myself.
It's okay.
So if you get tired, you go to sleep.
You're going to professional help when you talk to yourself. That's professional.
I ask myself questions, but I don't answer myself. So no, actually, I think what is now that everybody's gotten older, wiser. I spend a lot more time praying.
That's nice.
I worry about my family, my friends.
Children.
Oh yeah, I've got one son. I've got a son, Donovan. He's in Port St. Lucie, and I think he's supposed to move back here next month, like the 27th. And a granddaughter.
Nice.
Natasha, and she's 18, and I just found out that she's pregnant.
So you're going to be a great granddaddy.
Yeah. Wow.
And you still look what? You only look 45, 50 years old.
Well, thank you. I used to say I feel much younger, but that's not true. Because, now that like your back hurts, your neck hurts, and if ever you want to talk to anybody, I'll just walk in and go, hey, how you doing? But make sure you got time to listen.
I got my case.
Yeah.
Geritol in the car. Hold on.
I got the sugar. I got the sugar. So take care of yourself. That's the main thing. And I'm telling you to do something or asking you to do something I don't do myself. But take care of yourself, and because your family needs you, and you'll be surprised. See now. You have friends that would really miss you if you were to leave.
See, that's the thing.
And that's what it is.
True.
You might not, you hurt yourself, but you hurt your friends.
And there's a lot of friends out there that'll stick.
I miss my friends.
Have you ever had this one friend that follows you through your whole life? He will not let go of you.
Well, that's usually me making sure because whenever I come in town, the first thing I do is I go find my friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
And see, we've been in touch forever, and I know you're down in Malaysia. And I said, because
I see you. It's like, look at him.
You got Kenny Mosley out.
Yeah, he's in Japan.
And he never stayed. He always. Yep. And I have a picture of him when he was 14 years old on stage. His mom said, Henry, you going to get him on stage?
That's great.
I said, I'll get him
on stage. That's great.
And I went to the picture. And
that is so great.
He says, damn, Henry. I was 14 years old. What the hell?
I'm going to bring something up. Speaking of pictures,
yes.
There is a photographer guy down there. He took pictures of every group that's ever come through town.
Right.
Archer Studios.
Yes.
He's was on University. But I remember that so well. I'm going to try to find this guy. And he's got pictures of everybody that did from when we were like, 7th grade.
Yes.
7th grade.
Yes, and I have a few. I don't have.
I would love to see those pictures.
They've come around me. I've gotten a grip of those pictures.
Yeah,
people that have played back in the day.
Yeah.
And we were into it forever. We've been into it.
But we ought to. What would be nice is to go and have lunch at the creamery.
Yeah, you like that?
Awesome. Oh man, I miss the creamery. Oh, the one over there, by the park. Yeah. Oh, Chubby's.
You like Chubby's? Have you had Chubby's? Chubby's just expanding
I
all
think
over town.
I need to go. I want to go to the original one.
The real one.
Yeah,
That's
the first one. That's the one.
Did you know we opened that up? We did the grand opening. We took everything mobile over there.
Really?
And did a live video feed there. They've thrown the place down. It's gone.
Oh no!
It's a big brand new.
Oh really?
Yes.
Well, that's good. But the food's the same. Then.
Same thing. Still the original Chubby's.
Okay, I'm going Monday and Tuesday.
They
Lunch.
They built this big brand new building there. Through the old one down.
Oh.
It's still Chubby's.
Well, good for them. Yes. That's what I want.
That's how big
that's what I want.
Everybody's saying.
That's what I want.
So
that's what I want. So that's what we do. Is when I come in town, I get on the phone. I call Freddie.
I make some music.
You remember Freddie? I call Freddie. No, really. I remember Freddie. Gowdy. Fred Gowdy from Fred. From what was the name of that group?
Freddie Henchy.
Freddie and Henchy. So
now let me tell you this.
What happened?
We got one of the original members of Freddie Henchy and Soul Setters, which is one of the Dortch brothers.
Yeah.
He was the very first one to come in here as a guest.
Really?
And he launched this, and he had the original song of an old tune that they played.
Yeah.
And we played the original song. Now he went with this other group that's a horn section, and they redid the song.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yes. And it's a big hit to me, like, But
that's nice.
Yes, and so he, like I said, one of the Dorsey brothers, that there was Eddie.
Yep.
And
yep.
And so we've had everybody.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. You're great. This is the centerpiece here.
Yes. And
somebody's time to give you an award.
Yeah. I just sit back and enjoy.
Give you an award. Yes.
There have been some incredible.
You believed in a lot of people for a long time.
Yes, a long time. And some have just gone on to do super things, and some fizzled, but yeah, they had it all going on.
Yeah, you got to come back and
Rocky.
Of course, Rocky. That's my partner.
And so he's running around with this group that's been playing around for some time, and he's still jamming.
Yep.
So I see
everybody's still playing. That's what I love about this. And I was asking Isaac about who are the newer people that are coming. Joe Kill's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, she's. I haven't had a chance to go. And that's what I want to see. Because, this is all Winston.
Yeah.
So, and Joe Kill, he taught us all.
And there's everybody knew Joe Kill.
He taught all of us. Yeah, he taught all of us. And you'll never believe this. He also got stiffed by Buck Ram from the PLatters.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No.
He had
signed it there.
He asked him to write out some music for him, and he never paid him. So, Buck, you owe him some money. It'll have to come from the dead. You owe him some money. He may not want it now.
Things have changed in the music industry now, and with the advent of places like ours.
Yeah.
We're independent. We're not controlled by anybody.
So you can do what you want.
We can do what we want here. So we can push bands and groups, and we can push them all over the world. We have people situated in all parts of the world, and that's where you come out with something good and here we think it's great. We'll push it for you.
I'm going to go to Thailand.
But the payola is 10%.
Yeah, hey,
they pay us a different way.
I understand. You got to pay to play.
Yeah, so
there's nothing wrong with that.
The 99 cents significant increase.
Yeah,
and they get their sale.
Yeah,
as opposed to going to a record company, they get $1 for every 100.
Well, like Prince, when he decided to say he went to the slave thing. Yeah, he said, forget this, I'll sell my own. And everybody said, well, he's going to lose money. No, he didn't, because he got more money because he didn't have to pay anybody, no overhead.
Now, what he did for me, he did one last concert. I think it was in Boston. He let me stream it live. I have the original concert.
Oh, really?
He played one last time live.
Really?
And I got to stream it. I have the actual recording.
Well, we're gonna. Yeah.
I said, yeah.
Wow.
Get your radio station.
Yeah.
And I was, I didn't understand. I was rolling on the car. I came to the station. I forgot my freaking keys. I had to go back. I lost 7 minutes of it.
Oh man!
I had to come in here and stream it and record it. Yeah, I still got almost all of it.
And also family is now the new power generation. They're playing again. Morris Hayes.
Yes.
So just happens to be family now. So yeah, well, ex-family, but still family. This is marriage now. But they're playing, and they're playing all over the place. You got to check them out. You got to check them out, guys. It's Morris Hayes, new power generation.
Yes,
look out.
And that's what change happens. Change always comes about. Nothing ever stays the same. I'm glad you got to join us here on KUHSdenver.com in the studio with me. And it's so nice to have Donne Radford here. And I did push it that he was going to be here. Let everybody know. I'm glad you got to join us. And Radford. So we're going to probably have to say goodbye. Anybody you'd like to say goodbye to before you leave, Donne?
Please let me know. Reach out and touch a brother. Let me know where you guys are playing at this weekend. If you just throw it out there on that Facebook, I would love to see everybody. If nothing else, we all go out and have lunch at the park. Go buy some Church's chicken because I can't have grease. I know. Yeah. But I'm going for them burritos. That's yeah. So please reach out and thank you. I really, really do appreciate you.
Right.
You know, you're doing. Oh man, thank you very much.
So we're going to say goodbye for now. We'll come off of the Facebook page, and we're going to still be going live on the international page. We'll say goodbye for that one too. Oh, yeah. Donne Radford here in the studio. And we're going to say goodbye for now if you're on the international feeds.
See you in Miami.
That's right.